quick warning ahead of this section. This is mainly going to be relevant if you're either an experienced salesperson with a big network or work for a big company that has a lot of customers. If you're new to sales and work at a startup, it may be worth skipping this section as we're going to cover tactics that you won't be able to implement right now. I've been fortunate enough to coach some salespeople that are much more experienced than myself. Some have been guys and gals in their mid-60s that have been selling for 30 plus years and have closed multiple seven-figure deals. Now, even if you've not been selling for 30 years, your company may have a very strong brand and worked with lots of customers or have lots of web traffic. Normally, when I work with these individuals and companies, I'm shocked as they often are not leveraging their network enough. They're doing cold outbound, i.e. reaching out to strangers who have no idea who they are or what their company does, versus warm outbound to leads that either recognize their names as individuals or at a minimum, their company's brand. So how can we find these warmer leads? The first strategy is to contact former customers who've changed companies. They know your brand, they've used your product before, so it's a super easy conversation to have. Most B2B executives change jobs every few years. In my industry, the average VP of sales moves jobs every 18 months. Even if it's not that common in your industry, this is still something key to track as you can find leads easily this way. Secondly, if you have enterprise customers, big companies you work out if that customer is using as much of your product or service as they could be. Most of the clients we work with have enterprise clients, but they only work with them in a particular geography or department. There will be lots of other locations and departments then that you can target. As an example, our biggest client is a Fortune 500 real estate company. We started working just with their North American team and focused just on office, retail, and industrial sales training. So I then ran a campaign to target their capital markets business, focusing on financial investment in real estate, and was able to land a contract with their European and Asian teams. The people who worked there didn't know our points of contact in the US, but the case study we had with the US was relevant and was the thing that got their attention. Finally, look at your first connections on LinkedIn. How many of those fit your ideal customer profile? You should be reaching out to all of those. Why? Because LinkedIn first connections are much more likely to open your messages than a cold email. Plus, you can only send voice notes to your first connections, as we will be discussing in our voice note module. Now, I want you to think if you have former customers you can contact, LinkedIn first connections, or are there upsell opportunities in different geographies and departments of your current customers?